You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to discuss episode 8 of WandaVision, and wow. It only took Marvel 5 years to finally call her the Scarlet Witch, but I couldn't think of a better way to do it. You know, this episode was really good. It was almost like an origin story of some sorts. And, you know, it really dove into just how affected Wanda has been by the death of her brother, the death of Vision. You know, we did get confirmation that she did not take Vision's body. We saw how she created the Hex. And now we know she is the Scarlet Witch, the master of chaos, so to speak, if you will. And, Agatha basically wants to know how she had done what she's done. And by going through her history and seeing everything she's gone through, and also learning that she's always had these powers, it's just that the Mind Stone kind of unlocked them to a whole new level. And, I gotta say, this episode was very, it was just such a good episode. I've said it time and time again, I'm a huge X-Men fan. I've had high hopes for the X-Men coming in at some point during the MCU, and I know they will, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen here, but Scarlet Witch is an X-Men. Yes, she's been on the Avengers. That is canon to the comics. In the comic, basically what happened was when she learned that her father was not exactly fighting on the side of good, she and her brother decided to join the Avengers. That's just a quick, rough rundown, but there's more detail in there. But she is an X-Men. She is a mutant. And kind of seeing it here that we kind of get confirmation of that to some extent. They don't necessarily say it, but the fact that you knew that her powers weren't necessarily drawn from one of the Infinity Stones, but rather unlocked, and that the power had always been there before she even got near an Infinity Stone, just further proves that. And I got to say, when they run back through all the events of her life that are very traumatic, that, you learn why she's so, why the show has been portrayed as different sitcoms from different, eras. We learned that in the very beginning when she was a little child. That's how her and her brother learned to speak English. Their family used to sit down and watch different shows from different eras. Like they had Malcolm in the Middle in that box. They had, I Love Lucy. They had the Dick Van Dyke Show, things like that. And then you see even later on what is a very touching scene with her and Vision at the Avengers complex shortly after what happened in Age of Ultron. She's watching Malcolm in the Middle and Vision tries to come in and console her. And that scene right there was just very touching. You kind of get an idea of where their relationship started. Of all the people, Vision seemed to be the one that was trying to be there for her. And while he couldn't understand, he did the best he could to try and at least get her to understand why she's feeling the way she feels. So losing Vision, you get a much better understanding of why it affected her so much. And then on top of that, you learn that she's the only one that kind of sees Vision the way she does. When she goes to the Sword complex to find a body, she wants to give it a proper burial, only to find out that, Sword views it as a machine. And she gets a very kind of hurt confirmation when she's let down. What we saw originally a couple of episodes ago, what looked like her robbing the body, she actually went down to touch it, and she said, I can't feel you. And that's when she kind of realized that, I've lost everything. And she finds the note in the car. It's kind of weird how it got there, because you were assuming that if she was in the car going down there, that she would have seen it. So I don't know if it's Agatha that placed it there. I don't know if it's something she missed or somebody else put it there. I don't know. But she drives to Jersey, she finds the town, and you see everybody in town that were on the show. Interestingly enough, though, you do not see Pietro. Now, this is an interesting dynamic because, remember, we know that he's being controlled by Agatha. We get confirmation in this episode. He's Pietro. Agatha refers to him as, and she was saying how she couldn't really use necromancy to bring him back because he's been dead for a while and he's far away and he's got a couple of holes in his body. So it seems like she picked somebody at random, but it doesn't seem like she picked somebody from the town. So whether or not he was brought in from the multiverse, and because remember, he has the powers. You know, it's not like you can just, you know, unless Agatha can just give special powers to people. This Quicksilver is running around. This, whoever the source is it seems to have that power. So hopefully we get an answer to that in the next episode. But even still, it's kind of looking like everything that's manifested within this world does not look like it's going to make it out. But then again, that's not a guarantee either, because something similar happens in the comics and her kids still end up okay. So again, a lot of questions answered, still a lot of questions remain. And then we get the big reveal at the end of Spectre Vision or White Vision. This was in the comic, and in the comic, it took a long while before this Vision kind of went back to normal, so to speak. I'm not sure how they're going to play it out here. It wasn't developed that way in the comic, the way it's on the show. But, you know, again, they always do that on the show. They heavily reference the comics and they make slight changes to kind of fit the narrative of the MCU. So, you know, and it was very cool at the end. You know, you see Agatha in her full witch gear, and, you know, she's got the two kids. She's got like a magic rope around her neck. She's floating in the air. And she says, you know, your kind, you know, are ones of chaos. You know, you're the Scarlet Witch. And earlier in the episode, we got a kind of a foreshadowing of that, because when she looked at the Mind Stone, you know, there was a shadow of the Scarlet Witch with the helmet. And I think we're going to see that helmet going forward, not in the traditional sense like the comic, but if you remember the beginning of the episode, we went to Salem, Massachusetts in the 1600s, late 1600s, and what appeared to be an attempt to burn Agatha at the stake actually turned out to be a group of witches that were holding her accountable for using dark magic, but her magic was too strong. And then one of the witches were her mother, and her mother was trying to finish her off and was using all her power. And when she used all her power, she had like a crown, a magical crown that kind of appeared above her head. Well, I think that's what's going to happen with the Scarlet Witch. When she uses her magic, you're going to see that crown now. And, you know, I think that's cool. It's cool. You know, Scarlet Witch, she's actually on that painting there that I had Olivia, who's a member of the nation, paint for me like 6 years ago. Again, like I said, I'm a huge X-Men fan. There's a lot of X-Men characters I love. Scarlet Witch has always been one of them. So it's nice now to know that she's finally been dubbed the Scarlet Witch, and it's not just Wanda anymore. Yeah, this was a great episode all around. You know, we got a nice little history of Agatha and what happened there. You know, the theories that a lot of people have been saying about the rabbit and her probably trying to find a way to get her son, which many people believe the rabbit is a son, trying to get him back to normal or kind of reanimate him, so to speak. That looks like that might be playing out. But I don't know, man. It's been a great ride. And I'm glad we got to see Agatha, a little backstory on her. We got basically an origin story this episode for the Scarlet Witch, and learning that those powers were there before the Mind Stone is fantastic, because that, again, you know, whether or not it's the mutant gene to some respect, or if they're going to go the comic direction with her getting her powers from another source. I forgot the character's name, but I know in the comics she got it from somebody. She's one of the Nexus. I mentioned that in my last video, that was a big deal when we saw the commercial in the last episode regarding the Nexus. So there's some confirmation there. So the last episode is going to be incredible. You know, we got Spectre Vision that's going to be causing some problems. I don't think Vision's going to come out of this okay. I do think somewhere down the road we will see Vision again. I just don't think we'll see it after this show. Yeah, I don't think we're there yet. I think Scarlet Witch is going to fall further and further into darkness, because everything that was in this world she's going to lose, which is just going to make her a little bit worse off. And I think that the idea or the rumors of Scarlet Witch being somewhat of a villain in Doctor Strange 2, I think there's going to be some truth to that. And I don't think she's going to be a full-blown villain. I think Doctor Strange is going to want to help her. And now it looks more and more like Doctor Strange will be the big reveal at the end of the show. So we'll see. We'll see, man. It was a great episode. What do you guys think? What is going through your mind? How do you think the last episode is going to play out? I'm looking forward to next Friday. I can't wait. It's been a great day today, not only with the show, but with all the Godzilla stuff. But I'll talk about that one tonight on the stream. But anyway, guys, have a fantastic weekend. And let me know in the comments what you thought, man. This has been a really, really good show. and I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to the final episode. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Click here to watch more content. Don't forget to leave a comment. Also, make sure you like and share this video. If you want to know when the next video is up, click the notification bell next to the subscribe button. And most of all, make sure to click that subscribe button for regular content.